Hi, I wanted to give you an update on the progress of my rig. Sorry that I'm not like building, editing, putting, you know, different videos showing what I'm doing and all that stuff. I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll do that, but right now I'm just in the project. The back hatches have kind of stalled because what I really wanted to do is paint the roof ultra white, super reflective, because if I feel the up there on the roof, it's like a frying pan, which isn't the most horrible thing because heat rises, right? So as long as there's ventilation in here, and especially if I get insulation up there, and I will, but it would be shame not to paint the roof super white. So I got this. It's Lanco siliconized ultra white reflective roof paint, and it's supposed to be like really elastic, so it'll really hold up a long time, at least so it would seem. I got a 5 gallon bucket from Walmart for like $80 shipped. So 3 gallons would give me like 2 coats. So I'm probably gonna like put like at least 4 coats on there. Now the thing about this rig is, obviously, after I didn't know this before I purchased it, but the roof was clearly damaged at some point, at least in the back. And so what they did is they cut out that aluminum section up there and put another piece of aluminum on there and joined it together, and then they caulked the shit out of it, riveted it together, and unless that's how they're all done, but I don't think so. So to paint this rig, I'm not going to be able to paint that caulk. So, because I don't trust it. I mean, some caulk you can paint, but I don't know what there's probably just silicone, just plain old silicone. So, so I got this stuff that's for flashing that is paintable, and like I said, I got that other paint, and then I got Rust-Oleum aluminum primer. I got 2 quarts of that, so I'm going to do 2 coats of that. I'm also going to paint like around the frame at the top of the box and in the front there, because that's all exposed aluminum, and why not just have it all ultra white. I mean, it might not look as good, but it's going to reflect the heat, and that's the thing I'm more concerned with than it being cold, because I'm going to be a snowbird, or at least that's the plan. So I went up there, and oh my god, that work getting that caulk off. Oh, what a pain. I tried multiple methods, but I got one of these 7-in-1. I finally figured out this 7-in-1 painter's tool that really could scrape it off. I got the lion's share off a couple days ago, but I still have to clean it up. I gotta and I don't want to leave any caulk on there. I want to be able to put this new stuff on there. So I got most of it in the back, that whole repaired section. Tomorrow I will be done with that section, and then there's the stuff up here in the front. That's the stuff that's been there since this thing was made. I'm gonna peel all that crap off, and redo that. I'm gonna probably have to get another tube of that caulk, but we'll see. I'm trying not to say cock. So I'm like caulk. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, it took me like several days to get the method down. And I was like talking to Claude AI, trying to give me an easier way, but apparently there really isn't, at least according to Claude, there isn't an easier way. But I finally got it down, and I used today one of those 3M green pads for like the restaurants use to clean their dishes. That thing works really well. Just and lots of elbow grease. I kicked my ass today. You know, in the morning, I started at 7 a.m. because I tried several days ago to do it in the afternoon, and it's brutal out here, and it's just going to get worse. I really fucked up not doing this, like not getting all this prepared, getting on order and everything in April or even in March. Just had all the stuff ready to go and spring into action with June gloom. And lately, June gloom here in Southern California usually May gloom. It's usually not so much June gloom anymore. It's pushed forward. And so now it's not really. This morning was overcast. We had a marine layer, but it burned off and it got really hot up there. So I wear long sleeves and put sunscreen on my wrists and my hands because those are exposed. And wear a neck gaiter and a hat. And but so far so good. When I get that, I've not been looking forward to this job. So when I get this done, I will have a sense of accomplishment, and I could then move on to the finishing up that rear hatch, which I'm still, it's sort of in flux because if I could find a 6,000 BTU home style mini split heat pump, I might entomb the top part of that hatch as a wall rather than a hatch, and then I can caulk all that in and put a window offset, put the condenser on like the passenger side. The downside of that is it's less stealth, even though this thing isn't going to be very stealth because I'm going to have windows because I want windows. But putting a condenser on the back really doesn't look like, it really kind of screams somebody lives here. Whereas they now have these newfangled, at least on AliExpress, they have these AC units where the condenser can mount underneath the rig, and then it has the evaporator, that goes inside the cab, which is pretty sweet. However, they don't make these DC mini splits as heat pumps. I don't know why, but they don't do that. That would be the ideal, to be able to be out there in quartzsite in the winter with a mini split heat pump going, and that way that takes care of the heat. As long as you got enough solar, it's like free. But no, they don't make them. Apparently, they make the in the ceiling units apparently with heat. Although maybe that's just like a resistance heater. I don't know. I'm always leery buying from these direct from China places because it's not exactly like you can return the stuff very easily. I'm still waiting for my door, so I think I'm going to check on that. I know it's in the boat on its way, so when it comes, I can experiment and figure out exactly where I'm going to put the door and just go for it, because now that I have that lower hatch in, it's a pain to crawl in there, so I have to come in here, so I have to crawl in here. So I get the door in there, and then the next step is the steps. Will I have manual steps that pull out, or will I have automatic steps? If the door has a sensor for that automatic action, I might go with the automatic. Because if it's manual, I could totally see me putting the steps out and then forgetting and driving off with the steps out. That not good. Anyway, this video has been long enough. This is the update. Thank you for watching if you made it this far.